Our talk today is on contracts, right? Everything you do not know about contracts could literally kill your career. Our guest today is the amazing, the incredibly beautiful and talented Miss Maxine Jones, former lead singer of the amazing group In Vogue. She knows a lot about contracts, and she's here today to share some of her experiences with us. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for that introduction. Oh my God.
It's all true. Okay guys, so full disclosure, when I was a record rep in the Midwest for East West Records, this lovely lady was signed to the label. So I am beyond excited to circle back at this point in my life and connect with her again.
Aww.
Thank you so much, Maxine.
My pleasure.
So the first question that I want to ask you is, were you aware that the contract you were signing could be then sold to another entity, or that it was a contract with these two individuals that then would be transferred to somebody else?
No, we knew nothing in the beginning, okay? As a matter of fact, we got the contract and all the legalese terms and all that stuff was like
beyond your comprehension.
Yeah, totally beyond. We couldn't even get past like the first paragraph in it. We knew nothing about it. We were told, I knew it was a production deal. That much I did know, because we were signed to, we were put together by two producers from the Bay Area called, their names are Denzel Foster and Thomas McElroy. They had a production deal. And we were told at the time that they had 3 acts they were putting together for the label, basically.
Right.
So we were clear that we were signed to the producers.
Right.
It wasn't in our head, we knew that they were signed with the label.
East West.
Yes. So as far as like transferring our contracts, I don't think any of us were thinking nothing remotely like that. Our contract, we were told, was we had to, if we wanted to be in that group, we had to sign that contract as is.
As it was.
As it was. There was nothing, we were told no matter who we're gonna show this to, you could show it to your mama, your father, no matter who you're gonna show this contract to, it's not going to change at all. Okay, and so we had a choice. We did have a choice to sign it or not sign it, you know?
And you decided to sign?
We decided to sign it because, you know, well, Denzel Foster and Thomas McElroy, they had a reputation in our area. They were huge.
They were successful.
They were very successful.
Yeah.
So it was our chance in our minds to have a real record deal and finally be like really in the industry.
Recording artists.
Recording
artists. To be true recording artists.
True recording artists.
On a fairly successful label.
Exactly.
Because that was under Atlantic Records, which was a big label.
Exactly. They were up there. So we gladly signed it.
Gladly signed it.
You know?
And so as a result of that contract, how do you feel that your career then was impacted? So the contract, in hindsight, of course, because you know, everything is hindsight. Did it serve you? Was it worth it for you to sign that contract to get your shot at being a recording artist on a major record label?
You know, I would say yes, because, you know, when I think back, even as bad as the contract was, it was our shoe-in. I mean, that's how we got into the industry. And I would sign, I would do it again.
Would you?
Isn't that crazy? But you know, yeah, I mean, I think I would. I would, you know, if someone said, hey, sign this is your chance to get into the industry, and the scenario was the same, they were attached to a real label deal.
Right, yes, they were.
Yeah.
Yes, you would do it again.
I would do that. I mean, I would, I'm sorry.
No. There is nothing to be sorry about, because what I'm trying to do here is obviously educate, you know, and I have experience. So Maxine, can you tell us, the audience, what is a production deal versus a record label deal?
Well, a production deal is when you're signed to the producers of your project, as opposed to the label.
Right.
And the label at that time was giving out production deals to producers and their concepts, basically. And Denny and Tommy at that time had a 3-act production deal, so they could deliver 3 acts to the label, and the label would basically approve them, or and say yes, because this was their production deal. And as opposed to being assigned directly to the label. So we were signed to the producers who were signed to
the label.
And
so just a little bit of inside information. That was the beginning of the laziness of the industry, because normally it would have been the A&R person that works for the label would be out there scouting talent, finding you guys. So when they started finding independent individuals that had their own situation set up, it was just a yes, no kind of thing.
Exactly.
Basically,
they could approve or disapprove.
And they didn't have to do all the work. They didn't really have to have all of the investments that normally the label would be responsible for if they were not doing these production deals. So, and I get it. It saved them a lot of money, and it saved them a lot of manpower of not having to go out there and look for talent. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, and also too, I want to add to that Denny and Tommy, because they had that deal, they had the concept of putting together a girl group, and they found us individually.
So I was going to ask that question, but you just addressed, because I wanted to know, how did you guys come together as a group? So they just auditioned, because you were all musicians, all entertainers, doing your own thing, right?
Yes. I, in particular, was performing locally in the Bay Area. I was working at a hair salon during the day, braiding. I was a braider. I had been hearing and working at night, singing background and trying to be a solo artist
for
too.
other groups and yourself, right?
Exactly. And then, we had, the word was around that Denny and Tommy were trying to put together this girl group, and you had to be recommended to go to the audition. It had been like months, and I wanted to go so bad to this audition, but nope, you had to be recommended. Nobody was recommending me.
And did you know people that knew them that could recommend you?
No, but I did know people who had gone
to the audition.
For
gotcha.
them.
So how did it finally break for you?
There was a guy in the salon, my friend now, Kenneth Hall. He was my friend then too. But,
You're saying he's still your friend.
He's still my friend now. But he was standing around. He had recommended someone else to the audition, and he was in the salon at the time. And I was like, "Why don't you recommend me to the audition?" And he was like, "Really? Okay, Max." And he recommended. It was like literally like that. Like, oh, okay.
And wow.
Yeah, totally divine order.
That is so awesome.
And
that's wonderful.
On the day that I showed up for the audition, the other 3 ladies were
there.
So that it was our first time all there on that day. And we made it. All 4 of us made it.
Magic. Because you had magic.
Yeah. And
together. Yeah. It was magic.
Yeah, it really was.
And so you did not know them?
I had heard about Cindy, and her and I had worked together in a theater production previous, but I didn't know her personally at all. And she was pretty famous in the area because she was a child star. She had done television acting. She had done a lot of local work, and I kind of looked up to her, actually. It was like, wow.
You get to work with her.
I get to work with her. And so it was interesting to be at the audition with her. I was like, wow, okay, this is going to be cool. Yeah. And of course, I mean, you were young, right? Yes.
And so young people are so hopeful. They're so aspirational. They are so ready to conquer the world.
Exactly.
And young people never think anything bad is going to happen. I mean, it's like,
we were excited. Oh, please, this was like the bee's knees. Totally.
Yeah. So tell me how long were you guys a group together before, it turned into just what it is now?
Well, we were a group together. Once that audition, it took some time for them because they were looking for 3 girls, and they told us all of you guys aren't going to make it. And but the way Denny did the audition, you know, we were all sopranos, and he tried every voice out. You know, like I had to sing the top, I had to sing underneath
the middle
top,
and the bottom,
and then you know, it all came together. I never knew that I was a alto until that moment, because I winded up singing the bottom note in the group. So I
took your voice there.
Yeah, you know, and that much. Musically, I so respect those producers. The most fun I've ever had in a studio was with those guys and working with those guys. They're geniuses in the studio.
That's great.
I love those guys for that. So, and they discovered something about me I did not know, which is that I could sing low and I could sing high. So
awesome.
It was really cool.
All
It's a
pluses.
great experience.
That was so. Overall,
it was great.
it was great.
It really was.
Overall,
great.
you have no regrets.
I have no regrets. I really don't. I don't have any regrets. I do have regret.
What would that be?
And that's just not being knowledgeable about the industry. There's so much I would have done once, you know, I made it. Like I would have prepped to be solo. I would have, you know, I would have kept my day job, you know, because as a
Your day job as what?
As a braider. I totally would have, because I was the best at what I did at that time in the area, you know.
Coiffing hair,
braiding hair.
Nice.
In particular. I had a 6-month waiting list.
Wow.
I was totally supporting myself as a braider, you know.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
So, I mean, that's what I did. And yes, so I would have kept that going, you know.
So that when you went home, but you guys took, I mean,
we were busy.
took off.
I couldn't do anything else but that. But I probably would have, you know, trained, opened a salon, trained people to do what I did.
Okay, so then tell us why you didn't do that.
You know, once I found out I had made that group, to me, everything else was over, and this was my new life. I shut down completely. My clients were so disappointed in me. Some of them were very hurt by it.
I mean, unfortunately, that happens though, but you were following your heart's desire and chasing your dream.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know that anybody could have given up that opportunity.
Right. I mean, it was a great opportunity, and I just embraced it full-heartedly. Yeah.
And so for the duration, are we taking another commercial break? I'm sorry, we're taking another quick commercial break. And we are back having an amazing conversation with the gorgeous and talented Miss Maxine Jones. So thank you for sharing all that you have thus far with us. I have a lot of respect for you, not just because you're an amazing talent, but I think you're an amazing human being, and you have so much grace and so much humility. I know that there are amazing things in your future. So tell us a little bit about what have you been up to since that chapter of your life closed?
So much has happened in just this last 2 years, even during COVID. We're in
right?
COVID right now. Oh my gosh. But we've opened a studio, this fabulous place that we are in right
here,
now.
And it is gorgeous.
Yeah.
What is your studio's called?
It's called Star Max Content Studios. What is it, Brian? Tell us.
Max Custom Content.
Star Max Custom Content Studios.
Excellent. Yes.
Yeah.
And you're going to be doing what?
We're going to be, this is a place where folks can come in and create custom content. And we're just making it, the cameras, the studio.
Like we're doing.
Our sound stage, our LED wall experience.
I saw that.
Available to the
so
public.
fabulous.
Yes.
So you have always been an entrepreneur because you started off with your hair, your hair business. You became an entrepreneur basically during the music, and now you're back owning. So you have Like, I know that that is the most exciting
It's very
thing,
exciting.
to be in your own space. Ain't nobody coming here to put you out. Ain't nobody coming here that you didn't invite in. And
Exactly.
is that not the most amazing
It's
feeling?
awesome. It's awesome.
How did that come about?
With my amazing partner, Brian Martin. Okay?
I know him. We know him and we love him.
Awesome.
Because I rekindled my relationship with you because of him. So yes. Yeah. Very
You know,
creative.
He's very creative. He's a corporate genius, in my opinion. You know, he just took my whole experience and combined with his experience, and we created this experience.
It's wonderful.
You know, he just had a good mind to put it all together and how we could integrate, you know, all of our experiences and our talents, and that's this. Brian's dad was in the film industry. Quinny Martin was a producer and editor on so many classic films and TV shows. And, you know, just that combined with my experiences and Brian's corporate experiences, this is the result. Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
I'm so happy.
I know.
I love coming here every day.
Isn't it wonderful? Like that is the best thing that you
Yeah.
can say, that you can't wait to go to
get
the
here.
place where you go to work and you create. How many people can say that? That is a
That's
tremendous blessing.
It's
Yes.
a dream come true for me. It's what I've been visualizing, and here we are.
I love these photos that are up here. I mean, I think you always look fabulous, but these are amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about the photographer that did this for you?
I love this guy. His name is Jerry Guionis. He's renowned, world renowned.
Yeah, he captures.
Yeah, and he just did these for us, and I love these. This particular one over here was from a set we did for, I think, Glamour magazine back in the day within Vogue, and this was just
gorgeous.
I only had a little tiny shot of it, and I had to blow it up, and I made that. Sorry, producer, telling us.
It's fabulous. It's you. You look fabulous.
Thank
Of course, you want to make it life size.
Yes.
So, okay, I know you have got to be working on new music, because I know not just me, but your fans are waiting. So,
Yes, new
what we got
music.
coming?
We got. We are. This is September. We are gearing up to release new music, a new project, and along with my book.
You have a book coming. When are we going to get this book?
Questions that you're asking me.
Because I know we're
all
just
gonna be
touching we're just
On the
skimming the
surface,
surface.
yes.
We're not even right here.
Exactly.
You have a lot to tell. You have literally, how many years have you been in entertainment now?
Oh, 30. Well, in entertainment, I mean, I started before the girls, so I would say 40 years.
Your entire life.
Yeah.
So yes,
At
I am
minimum.
sure you have a lot of experiences that you can share and that your audience is going to be excited about.
Yes.
I know, I can't wait, because I know some. So we are wrapping this up, my dear. Thank you so much. If there's one thing that you could tell the audience, the one thing that you would do differently, what would that one thing be? Or just one piece of advice that you can share with them and leave them with, that they can take and use on their journey as they are trying to navigate these waters of entertainment?
You know, I talked about how I would sign that same contract.
Yes,
again,
you did.
But I would definitely recommend people understanding contracts. Because I could tell you that I got presented with a non-negotiable contract recently, and I would never sign a non-negotiable contract again. You know, certainly not with what I know now. I would not.
Exactly.
And I think as a group, we were lucky enough to be able to renegotiate that. You know, and you learn, you know, and during the whole renegotiation process, you learn everything about contracts. You really, really do.
Did you guys get a lawyer the second time around?
Yeah, oh yes, absolutely. We had a lawyer the second time around.
An entertainment attorney, right?
entertainment attorney.
Not just any lawyer.
Yes, we had the top entertainment attorney in the business.
Because you could at that point.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it makes sense for you to realize that you were getting into something that perhaps didn't have your best interest at heart.
Right.
But when you gained some leverage, you guys were smart enough to go and say,
Yes.
we're not doing that again because we've got leverage. We're going to go find a lawyer who can help us.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's fantastic.
It still was kind of nutty, but you'll read more about that in my
the book. Okay.
Yeah,
but not as bad as the first one.
not as bad as the first one.
Right?
Yeah.